Right, so if you remember a few videos ago, we found this tractor in the shed, and it came on the farm in the 1930s, and I thought it'd be quite a good thing to just restore it. It doesn't really have any value. You could probably buy one of these at an auction for probably like £300 or something like that. So it's more sentimental value than it is anything else. So we're going to get some new tyres for it. In the previous video, or one of the previous videos, we were laser cleaning the front of it where it's very delicate. We're having a go at that. And we're going to aqua blast this today. So we've got the Allied Concepts here, so we're going to have a look at that. I've taken the bonnet off. I've taken a few bits off, but the majority of the stuff can actually stay on. As I've said, it's not going to be a nut and bolt restoration. It's just going to be, we need to tidy it all up and put it back to a working vehicle, because we've got a little job to do with it on the farm. So even though all these years it's been here, it's still going to be put to work. So we're going to lift it out now with the JCB, get the tyres off, get it on some axle stands, and we're going to blast it. Down. There, right. I have just been checking as well that the engine isn't seized up, and we can see that bottom pulley is turning round, so the pistons are moving up and down. Because if we were to blast this and paint it, we'd then have to try and unseize the engine, but that is a good sign, that is. So we've now got the tyres all off. We can still see the original colour. So the wheel rims used to be silver. If we look at this video here from the working weekend, we can see this farm all here. They have silver rims around here, and then these bits are red, but I don't really want to have to take all that to bits, so I don't know whether we'll just do it all red or not, but that's up to the paint shop, so that'll be going to the paint shop after this. The tyres, they don't hold air anymore, even though they're tubed. Just here, they don't hold any air because they're very perished. You see, they completely had it. These must be quite old, because if we look on here, you can see they used to just stick bits of tread. When the tyres got worn down, they'd just stick new bits of tread on top. You can see them just there, look, which was quite interesting. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this project was when we visited British Rubber, they said they still have the Goodyear moulds to make these tyres, so they'll be coming in about a month's time. So we'll get some new tyres on it. So the front ones, that looks like an old Land Rover tyre being bodged on, and want to put some original tyres back on it, really, that sort of match it. So here we have the Variamount compressor. This is Sam. You've travelled over from Ireland today.
Oh, we've had a good spin, yes, absolutely. Came over on the ferry yesterday. So.
But you're not just come to see me, you've got dealers around the UK.
I've got loads of dealers to go and visit. I've good bit to visit, yeah, absolutely. Made a week of it.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, this is one of the, this is like the demonstration unit you've bought here.
Exactly. So this compressor actually comes from our Welsh dealer.
Yeah.
Callum Hughes, he's one of our Wales dealers. He had this in stock and he sent it over. He arrived this morning, it was brilliant, dropped it straight over. This machine came in the van with me on the ferry and is now going to one of our English dealers. I'm not bringing it back with me, so it's all tied in. So,
yeah, okay.
So we have, the applied Variamount 350, so 350 CFM.
Which is a lot.
Absolutely. We'll do it later with just the hose, and you can give a hold of it, and you'll see how much force there is in that. It's incredible.
So what would you usually use these for? Because I see it, you can either have it on the front PTO shaft,
yes,
or you can have it on the rear PTO shaft.
Yes.
And obviously it doesn't have an engine, which is good. You just put it on the tractor, don't you?
Yeah. Look, the less things you have to maintain in a farm, the better.
Yeah, of course.
Right? It is as standard as you could possibly get it. So there's no electronics. It's all pneumatic. You have a set of bearings to grease, and you put oil in it. It's very, very simple.
Okay.
Originally, we designed this for umbilical slurry.
Okay.
So you have your pump tractor in the yard, you have your spreader bar in the field. It could be 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres long on a big 6-inch pipe. When you change locations from field to field, you need to blow all that slurry out of the pipe.
Yeah, okay.
So you turn off the pump, turn on the compressor, you blow air into the pipe, and it blows all the slurry out the end.
Okay.
he can then roll up the pipe, move
Yep.
fields, and start again.
Okay.
And the quicker you can move between field to field to field, the more he's going to get done in a day.
Yeah,
so
of course.
A small diesel compressor, you could be 45 minutes blowing it out. With one of these, you're 5-10 minutes. So you have a twin screw here. So the air end, the bits to make the air, you have two screws, they're turning in on each other.
Yeah.
You have a 2-to-1 ratio on the gearbox. So you're putting 1600 RPM in here, and you're doubling that on the compressor side.
Okay. It's got some big pipes on as well. They're
Yes.
big, aren't they?
That's a throttle body.
Okay.
You've never seen a throttle body that
No.
big.
No, that's massive. That's massive.
Absolutely massive, yes.
So that's the compressor.
Yes.
Let's move on to the Aqua Blaster.
Yes, so this is our feature machine. We do all sorts of smaller and bigger dry machines. This is our Aqua Blaster.
Okay. So it will do, you were saying on the buttons here, it does sand, it'll do whatever you want, basically.
Yes, exactly. So we're using glass, recycled crushed glass in this.
Yeah.
You can do wet blasting, dry blasting, you do blow down,
Yeah.
as well as things, so you can turn the water and the abrasive off and you have only air, or you
Yep.
can use water and air and then you're blowing it down or washing it down afterwards.
And the good thing about I liked about this,
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to use this, was because I didn't want to sandblast in the yard and then have dust everywhere.
Exactly.
Because this is water, we don't have to have like big, we can literally just wear that, can't we?
Exactly, exactly. So you wouldn't have cars parked 20 meters away from where you're blasting if you were dry blasting. With wet blasting, it's absolutely perfect. You wouldn't have a 100,000 euro tractor parked this close to the blasting either if you were dry blasting.
No. So the tractor is going to run the compressor,
Yep.
which is then going to compress this.
Yep.
Behind us, we've just got like a little bin which is full of the water, which it sucks it out into
Yeah,
here.
so it has a pneumatic water pump down here, sucks from a tank
Yeah.
or wheelie bin, IBC, whatever you want. It'll
Yeah.
suck up the water and then it injects it at the nozzle.
Okay.
So the water line comes all the way down here.
Yeah.
And you have 8 little jets inside in the nozzle here.
Yeah.
And there's a little water line that goes the whole way around on the inside. And as the abrasive in the air passes through the nozzle,
Yeah.
it siphons suction system, it sucks the water and it creates like a mist. The water
Okay.
is like real fine mist. So it'll look like there's a ton of water coming out of it,
Yeah.
but it only uses about 400 litres in a day.
Oh, that's good.
Very
And
good.
This, by doing it like this, would you use less grit with
Yes.
aqua blasting?
With aqua blasting, as opposed to your traditional dry blasting, yes, 10-15% more efficient. A lot of it has to do with the machine and the way we have the machine plumbed and the way it operates, but also the meniscus effect of the water running down the steel. It's a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, I like it. So before we start, I just want to show you this. This is me and my dad on the front cover of Classic Tractor magazine a few years ago. And if we open it up to the page, a few people have probably already seen this. It was quite an interesting, you know, all our Massey kit that we had and everything. But there was a little out, there's me as a kid, look. Seeing me as a kid just there in the Massey kit. Because everything on this farm's Massey, apart from this farm. And it was saying there was an interesting piece of history about this bit just here. So my great-granddad, Archie Lamb, when he bought this tractor back in 1930s or whatever it was, he bought a Farmall Model A, which is a slightly smaller, because this is a Farmall Model H. And what actually happened was a U-boat intervened with the boat, because these are from America. So it was coming across from America. A German U-boat very kindly blew it up. So the tractor we were getting is currently on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And it's funny, isn't it?
That is some story.
So then this one turned up instead. So the tractor we were getting was obviously slightly smaller, but the H was slightly bigger. And that's how this has come to be here. So the other one's probably completely rotten on the bottom of the seafloor. So yeah, that was quite an interesting story in that bit of an extract. I just thought I'd share it with you, a bit of the farm history. But right, let's get on sandblasting. Right, thank you very much for doing that.
No, you're very welcome.
That's taken probably about... It's been very mucky and dirty, isn't it, in places?
Oh, it is, yeah. Rust and muck and all the little nooks and crannies. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got an awful lot to get out. We washed it down a couple of times, gone over bits and pieces, but I'd say she's 90% of the way there. Look, I see little bits of red here and there,
Yeah.
but she's...
It's coming. It's over 90-year-old, isn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it's done a brilliant job. So we're now going to go to Night Farm Machinery, where we did a factory tour a few months ago, and we're going to get it in the sandblasting booth and paint it. Not sandblasting booth, the paint booth, and paint it back to the original colour.
Yeah.
Just moving it down here at the moment. It's coming down on the overhead crane into the painting booth down here. They're full of sprayer parts at the moment.